Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is the game that just keeps on giving. If, that is, you're an internet troll like me that likes to antagonize genre purists. It wears its inspiration on its sleeve, and there are a ton of them. Does it work? Or is it just another mishmash of parts worthy of Dr. Frankenstein? Let's find out. At the start of the prologue, the first thing that jumped out at me was the third-person exploration. It felt very Uncharted or Tomb Raider-y. Luckily, this part works very well because a large chunk of the game that's exactly what you'll be doing. Once you pepper in some Jedi Force abilities, your traversal of the myriad worlds becomes even more fluid and fun. Now, I'm not saying this is a walking simulator. There is combat, and it's very good. There's a nice weight to things that makes the moves feel both visceral and fluid at the same time. This is where you will start to hear the Soulsborne fans clear their throats to either demand the game be made an honorary FromSoft game, or decrying it as an easy mode ripoff for those who can't get good. There are difficulty settings after all. Look, there are meditation rings that act as bonfires. You have a finite amount of healing drinks that are refilled by resting at said rings. The combat also features a lot of strafing, blocking, or parrying, but that's where the similarities end for me. Outside of miracle or pyro builds, you generally aren't learning more moves that much in FromSoft games. It's the player that levels up. In Fallen Order, you will get better at timing your parries and deflecting blaster bolts, but you'll also gain powers to slow down your foes, push them off cliffs, as well as pull them into each other. Your growing power makes sense thematically, too, as you weren't a full Jedi Knight when the Purge hit. So when you learn or finally manage to internalize a lesson your master tried to teach you, it makes sense. Not like in Metroid games. Metroid Prime especially jumps out at me where you get hit with some plot-based weapon early on and it disables all your abilities and you have to re-unlock them. Speaking of Metroid, that's what we in the biz call a segue, see what I did there? An argument has been made that Jedi Fallen Order is a Metroidvania just like Castlevania Symphony of Night or Axiom Verge. And honestly, I think the term Metroidvania does apply a little better to Fallen Order than like Soulsborne. There are times when you have to leave an entire planet behind just because you've yet to learn the skill you need to pass some obstacle. You've made it through the endless labeling and categorizing. Congrats. If you're still having fun, maybe like and subscribe, it really helps out. So we've established that Jedi Fallen Order is not quite a Metroidvania, not quite a Soulsborne. It's a third-person adventure action RPG, right? But is it fun? Hell yes. I'm doing this review in 2021, and I can assure you this game is still top of the pack visually. Each planet looks unique, has various set pieces that the map sort of revolves around, usually tombs or places of significance to the Force users. Rodents and lizards scurry as you approach. Wildlife will flee or attack depending on their disposition. Everything feels just organic and lived in. The local wildlife will also attack your enemies. It's a ton of fun to find a squad of stormtroopers that's just desperately trying to fend off these burrowing rat things, and you leap in, lightsaber flashing, to just add to the chaos. The sound design is also an A+, and I strongly advise you play with headphones if at all possible. The hiss, hum, and crackle of lightsabers echoes off caverns or is somewhat muted next to the din of machinery depending on where you are. Enemy chatter is also as entertaining as it is useful. You'll overhear the enemy complaining about the hostile lifeforms on the planet or being bored patrolling an evacuated town. Enemies also call out to each other dynamically during battle. I heard one trooper with a shock baton say, "Oh no, that was our last ranged guy," when I deflected his blaster bolt back and killed him. The sights and sounds really feel dark and beaten down, like a population would after a fascist takeover. Everyone you meet bears scars from the Clone Wars, either physical or emotional. Each crew member you come to find, they have a style and personality all their own. They feel familiar, sure, but there's no Han Solo stand-in or Wookiee sidekick. No gambler with a winning grin or prissy protocol droid. You feel connected to the Star Wars saga by Cal's past, but you don't ever feel shoehorned into the universe. It feels like your story exists alongside the tales of countless others happening all around you. They're familiar faces, but you won't feel like a nameless protagonist meant to follow Obi-Wan around. The sights are beautiful, the sounds are spot on, and the gameplay and combat dance between fluid and visceral in a way that I rarely see. I don't think it should come as a surprise that I absolutely recommend this game at any price. I myself have bought it twice so I could get the achievements on Steam. Buy this game. Buy it right now. And as always, I have been Septimus with the Grim Alliance, and you have been an amazing audience. I thank you.